January 2nd, 2001, someone called me, complete stranger, someone I didn't know, but was introduced and said, would you like to come to a presentation? Now, unlike most of you here, you know you're here for Nu Skin, right? I didn't know what was Nu Skin. I didn't know it was multi-level or any level for that matter, you know? And the circumstances were such that my wife and I and our two girls, we had just gone for a round the world holiday for 1 month. We only come back on maybe December 28 or something. Now, why would I and my wife want to attend such a presentation, not knowing what it is? We probably knew it was something to do with skincare, and we've been away for a whole month. How many people would have attended such a presentation? Very few, but I did. Why? Because I come from the investment line. When an opportunity knocks, at the very least, open the door and see what it is. You don't like it, you don't have to accept. So please give yourself a big hand for opening the door. Alright? Now, so the long and short of it was, why did we decide to do the business? Or why did I decide that my wife should do the business? Because she had been wanting to quit her job to be a full-time mom to my two girls who were 10 and 6. When I saw this, I said, perfect, this is going to work. This is going to work. And I really liked the business instinctively because it was in anti-aging and so on and so forth. And it didn't require capital, it didn't require inventory, it didn't require manpower, and all of the good stuff. And most importantly, I saw that it was being embraced by professionals, lawyers, accountants, business people, entrepreneurs. That already told me everything I needed to know, whether the products will work and whether the business works. Oh, of course, a lot of these very highly paid people started doing it part-time, like myself, and then we eventually did it full-time. So that was the vision. But about 6 weeks later, after I got my wife started, I said to her, actually, darling, you will be very good in the business, but there's one other person that will do the business much better than you. It's me. Because I realized it was not just about the product, it was about organizing it to be a big global business. So think of that first. It's going to be a big global business with millions of dollars of turnover, and it's going to belong to your family forever. Now, Nu Skin, very briefly, Nu Skin, we've been around for 34 years. We are a US multinational. We are listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We are in 54 countries, turnover in the billions. And not too long ago, there was a Wall Street report, Wall Street analysts, they tipped 4 skincare stocks to buy. One of them is a name you are well aware of, Estee Lauder. I forget the other two, but Nu Skin was the only network marketing company being tipped. Now, that already tells you everything. Now, of course, a lot of enterprises are about products. If the products and services make sense, then we can look at it as a business. For example, if I was going to say to a man, would you like to take on the franchise for Victoria's Secret? Of course, because you're really successful. What about taking on Yakult? Of course. You have no objection to selling coffee, eggs, and kaya toast or women's underwear because you know it's successful. But somehow, when it comes to Nu Skin, the fact is MLM gets in the way and all your objectivity goes out. So my first point I want to make is you are entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. So what are the facts? We've been around 34 years, public listed companies, 54 countries, so on, so on, so on, so forth. You can check, it's all there. But something happened about 10 years ago that changed our trajectory completely, coming back to products. Until then, we were a very good company, we had good skincare, we had good supplements product, but there's always something that changes the trajectory, just like Apple. What changed Apple trajectory? iPhone. Right? Before that, Apple was very good for the Mac and all that. It's a good computer company, but Apple, the phone changed everything. So what changed it for us? 2 star product categories that emerged about 10 years ago. The first one is the problem all over the world, obesity. Anyone who can solve this problem will bring happiness, not just to the consumer, but it's a big business. So let's get straight to the point. This is Hui Xuan. Is Hui Xuan Hui Xuan is not here. Hui Xuan was a super skill officer in the Ministry of National Development. And it's not that she wants to be in this shape, but bad lifestyle, overeating. I'm sure she tried to exercise, but sometimes you give up, okay? Because you just see all your peers also putting on weight. So this was her, okay? Then she went on the program, and that's how she looked. Now, this was what, 2006, so that's almost a good, how many years ago? 12 years? Yeah. And a few months later, she looked like this. And she still looks like this today. Okay, so if you do see her, you can ask her how she did it. This man was previously with a very well-known, well, still a very well-known water treatment company, who recently has been in the news for not all the right reasons, okay? But he already made his money, he left. And more importantly, he had weight issues, you could see. Of course, he went to see the doctor, and one of the doctors prescribed the usual high blood medication and so on and so forth. But he was quite smart. He said, no, I do not want to be a prisoner. I want to do something about it. So he tried to exercise. Of course, it didn't help. And he bumped into one of our chaps, and in total, he lost about 18 to 20 kilos. Okay? And he's doing the business. He's really got tons of money. But he thinks this business is such a good business, he can help a lot of people to see that it's another way besides just corporate job and so on and so forth. This lady here, she here, Chris, okay? Now, she's an accountant. You know how accountants are very, very kiasu one, right? Check every detail, right? I mean, I only took one accounting module in school. I never figured out why the left side always balanced with the right side. Okay? But being an accountant, she really checked everything, and she decided to do something about her figure. I mean, this is her, and what do women fear most? When you cannot even get into a large size. Correct? So she decided to do something about it, and eventually she lost 7 kilos, and in fact after the end of the program she lost another 3 kilos, and now she's an exercise. Now Chris, can you just stand up so that people know you're for real?
Okay, hello.
You see that? Okay? So this is for real. This is for real, yeah? And the next category I want to talk about is a category all the richest people in the world are looking at. When you're already very rich, what do you want? You want to live forever. I mean, if you were Bill Gates, do you want to live to 150? Of course, you got all the money, but you may not have health. Okay? Google and all the rich people, including Bill Gates, are all looking at health. So what did he say? The next bull trend is not in property nor in finance. The next opportunity is in biogenetic science. In other words, DNA. The final frontier is DNA. So, again, another stroke of luck. We found these two gentlemen who had been doing research on DNA, specifically youth genes in your DNA. So let me put this in very simple layman terms, because actually what they do is quite amazing and very complex, and they needed 30 years to do it. We have 25,000 genes. We all have 25,000 genes, thereabouts. Some of these are the very important one called the youth genes. They give us our youth. When we are at the peak of is anyone here below 18? Sorry. Oh, you're below 18, very good. That means you haven't reached your peak yet. The rest of us all reach a peak and going down already. Like it or not, we are getting older. You may not feel it, but we are getting older. Now, when you are 18 and you're at the peak, your youth genes are also at their peak. That means your black hair genes are the most active. Your eyesight genes are the most active. Your collagen genes are the most active. Your muscle genes are the most active. Do a little bit of exercise, the muscle come out. So your youth genes are in what we call high expression. But give it 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you may not realize it, but these youth genes are not so youthful anymore. Suddenly you find that a bit of grey hair, suddenly you seem to be doing more exercise, but not the same result, because your youth genes starting to go down. Worse still, your so-called old age genes or not so youthful genes start to get more active. For example, your fat genes become more active. Last time can eat one whole salted egg yolk mooncake, nothing happened. Now eat one piece here and here, never go away. Then when you get older, you even think about mooncake, already get fat. So my point is, when you become older,